Hey family, God bless everybody. I have a few dreams that I want to share with you guys. Some very interesting and important things that the Lord revealed to me recently that I definitely want to get out because it could be time sensitive. Last night, um, before I even get started, these dreams that I'm going to share aren't in chronological order, or at least the right chronological order. They're actually kind of going backwards, but and I know usually I put the dates on everything so that I can share them, given the dates as well. But I just kind of went through and got a few things that I just wanted to share with you guys, and there's a whole lot more I want to share as well. But um, there's just a few things I want to share with you guys that recently happened. Um, in this video. So last night I had a boatload of dreams and messages from the Lord. So just a disclaimer, I have not been thinking about Obama. I have not been really doing any research or studying on the Antichrist. And I haven't been Obama has not been on my mind in any way, shape, or form. So there's no reason for me to have the dream that I had. So I had this vision, this dream vision last night where I saw Obama, and I didn't recognize that it was Obama at first because the dream was just like I was just standing there. I was seeing whatever was being shown in front of me. I saw a man. And but after the dream went on, and when I woke up, I realized this was Obama. So I saw Obama, and he had these Egyptian clothes on, like a pharaoh, and he was standing there like I was being shown him. I knew that I was being shown him because he was standing in a position as though the scene was frozen, and he was walking, but it was frozen for a while so that I could recognize what I was seeing and remember it. So then, as he was frozen, I noticed that he had on these Egyptian type clothes, and they had they were made out of snake scales. They looked like, they were snake scales. So then, as I realized this was Obama, then the scene was activated. Like it started, and he started walking, and he had on sandals, just like you would see that they wore back in that time period. And he walked past me, and I saw him walk past me, and like I kept watching him, and he had this very authoritative walk. Um, so like I don't know how to explain that, but it was very authoritative. And then I knew that he was an emperor in this dream. Like I had a knowing that he was an emperor. Then I saw that he walked into this giant statue. It was a giant stone statue, and the statue was laying down on the ground though, but it was like hollow, like it was a place of business. Um, it was being occupied by his people or his workers. I knew them as his workers, and they were all wearing the same thing, same type of clothing he was wearing, these Egyptian type clothing with like they had the headdress with the skirt type clothing and the sandals on, and they were all made out of snake scales, green snake scales. And and his workers, they were moving in and out. They were busy. It was stuff going on, and he was walking towards going into this statue. I didn't really get a good look at the statue, but I knew it was a statue of a person, a stone statue of a person. So, I mean, I've had a vision before, a long time, a while ago, years ago, where I saw the body of a dragon from like the waist, and then it was going up and up and up, showing the belly, and then I saw the necks, and then I saw that there were multiple necks, and it went up to the heads, and I only picked out one head, and it was Obama's head, and he had a gunshot wound right on his left side of his forehead. So when I had that dream, that vision before, I thought that Obama was probably, if he wasn't the Antichrist, he was one of the beasts, definitely. So then, now I have this dream, and I have not had many dreams or any dreams really besides that one about Obama being an Antichrist. So, but this is very clear to me. Like, I'm not saying that I definitely, like, that he definitely is the Antichrist, but based off of this, based off of what I just explained to you guys, what I just shared, I would conclude that. I would conclude that that's what the Lord was showing me, because he was an emperor. Let's just define what an emperor is. An emperor, the definition says, a sovereign ruler of great power and rank, especially one ruling an empire. And then synonyms to that: ruler, sovereign, king, monarch, potentate. So those all sound like something you would describe as the Antichrist. A sovereign ruler. He is going to declare himself as God. What is God? Sovereign. God's word is sovereign. And he's going, a sovereign ruler that's an emperor. Um, and one with great power. That's exactly what we know the Antichrist is going to have for a time. Great power to rule. And then the fact that it goes back to this whole Egyptian thing, and I know lots of people have said that they believe that he's a clone of this Egyptian pharaoh, and I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put past things. Anything's possible with the way the world is now, but um, then with the whole snake scales, who do we know the snake is? That's a clear sign of Satan, of the snake in the Garden of Eden, and he was representing the snake. And what we know that Egyptians, um, they worship snake. They did snake worship. So, and then this whole giant statue that he was walking into, that's another sign, because we know that the Antichrist, there will be a image made in his image, and that could represent what that statue was that I was seeing. So it's just a lot of go signs in that vision that take me to believe that that's what the Lord was showing me here. So, but you take it to the Lord. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash on that, but hey, I'm just sharing with you what I see. I can only tell you what I see. So then I had this other dream. In this dream, I was in a submarine, and I was watching all this scene happen, this scene of chaos going on. And there was this siren going off, like whir, 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 like the same type of siren you would hear in the movies when something happens with a submarine, and then there was water. I noticed there was water filling up in the hall, and all the men were just running around frantically trying to get the hole patched where the water was coming from. So I noticed that all the men were Asian, and that made me think about North Korea because of the light of all the things that are going on with the US and North Korea right now. And I mean, it could be other countries too. I'm not trying to say all Asian people are Korean or anything like that, so don't get offended if you're Asian. But I'm just saying that's what came to mind, because of all the war that's been being talked about, all the rumors of war with the U.S. and North Korea. So then I also knew that the submarine had just been hit by a missile or a torpedo, and that's where the hole came from. So I figured that this was a war or military submarine, and I was in the middle of some type of battle. So I knew that there were people that had been sucked out of this hole when it got hit, and they went into the ocean and they drowned, and there were people that were in the hull in the submarine that were under the water drowning, and if they didn't fill this hole, I felt like that I was going to drown too, even though I was only seeing what was happening, because it just felt so real, like I was there in this moment. And then I saw that there was a few guys that were like jumping, slamming their bodies into this object, trying to shove whatever they were trying to shove into this hole to fill it up or to plug it up. And then finally they got it plugged up, and I woke up. So I feel like that's a clear sign, or a warning sign about things to come, World War III, all this type of stuff, because we know that they've been going back and forth with ships and things like that, threatening each other of nuking ships and things like that, sinking ships and stuff. So I don't know. The Lord's definitely speaking on that though. So the next dream I want to share was a vision I had, and it was pretty cool, pretty sweet. So I saw myself and other people were walking down into this murky water, and it was like in a swamp or like a jungle paradise. And I knew there were possible alligators in this water that I couldn't see. But I also knew that if I trusted God, He would lead them to swim past me as I walked through this deep water. So it was up to about my chest, and then the song. It was a song that popped in my head, and it was the song "Wade in the Water." So and that popped in my head, and then I saw that we had got to the other side of this water, and on the bank or the shore of the land, and we were then climbing up out of this water, and I noticed the person in the front had on this jacket, and on the back of the jacket it said heaven, like it was written heaven on the back of the jacket, and I felt like we all had these jackets on. So I thought it was pretty cool, this dream, this vision. So Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." So obviously, this vision, the Lord was speaking about walking through deep waters, walking through murky waters where you can't see, where there's possible danger, and the enemy could be lurking. That the Lord's saying He's going to be with you through that. He's going to help you get through those waters, get through that tribulation or that trial. So then Psalm 31:18 says, Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. So we all know this is what's been a lot of what's been going on lately. And I feel the Lord gave me this vision. Actually, He gave me this vision before all this stuff started popping up more. Um, so He was speaking on this before it even happened, which we know our God knows the end from the beginning. So He was, I feel like He was also saying in this vision that um, with the alligators, He's saying that they were going to pass by. It made me think about how when Daniel got put into the um, the lion's den, and God shut their mouths. So I felt like this is the same thing He was saying with the alligators, which could represent, definitely could represent the enemy, could represent those with lying lips, speaking blasphemous things against you, or speaking proudly and grievously towards you, saying false accusations towards you, biting at you as an alligator would do, trying to devour you. And I feel like the Lord was saying He was going to make them pass by me. Like He's going to shut their mouth, and they're not going to harm me. They're not going to be able to harm me, or you in this case, and us as we're walking through this murky water. And then lastly, I want to share Exodus 12:13, which says, "The blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. No destructive plague will touch you when I strike Egypt." So that's another thing that kind of reminded me of that whole scenario. So then the next thing I want to share was a word that I got, and I heard, "I'll be back on a black horse to get you." So I don't know if this was talking about getting you, like coming to pick you up, or getting you like to attack you. But this immediately reminded me of Revelation 6:5, which says, "And when He had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand." And we all know I was just recently talking about being weighed and being weighed in the balance. So I feel like this is connected to that. Um, so then the next stream I want to share, or the next thing, word that I received, I heard, "I put the name in their people." So I was like, what name are you talking about, Lord? Like, are you talking about your name? And what people are you talking about? So He gave me a few scriptures on this as I looked things up. So Numbers 6:27 says, "And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them." Then Isaiah 44:5 says, "One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel." And then 2 Chronicles 6:6 says, "But I have chosen Jerusalem that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel." So, not really sure why, but the Lord pointed that out. That He wanted me to share that word there. So I don't know if that connects with anybody, but thus is what the Lord says. So then the next thing that I wanted to share, I thought was pretty interesting, was I heard the moon will start to change, and that immediately made me think about how it talks, Revelation talks about the moon, or before the great day, of the Lord, of His wrath, and the great tribulation. Well, those are two different periods, but you know what I'm talking about. When the scripture talks about how the moon is going to turn red and the sun will turn black, and all the the stars will fall out the sky. And so when he said the moon will start to change, I felt as though he was saying this was a gradual thing that's going to happen. So then the next thing that I saw that I want to share was I saw that I and others were writing in Revelation 16 and 17. Like I saw these scripts and I saw people writing the scripts, and I saw and I knew that what they were writing was Revelation 16 and 17. So I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe it's saying that somehow we're in Revelation 16 and 17, like we're a part of it. We're part of Revelation 16 and 17, or like our lives are going to be fulfilled in Revelation 16 and 17. I don't know, but I think it might have something to do with that. So the last thing I really want to share with you guys is I know a few videos ago I shared a word from the Lord which said that I saw that there would be a giant spider out in 90 days, or for 90 days. Then I saw toast. So I wasn't sure if I heard that it will be out for 90 days, or that it will be out in 90 days, or that it will be out for 90 days. But I believe this was fulfilled, and exactly what I've been saying that the Lord's been showing me, it's that these spiders represent demonic entities that have been sent out into the world, and they are causing chaos. They have been sent out to cause chaos. And so what I want to share about that, what I feel was fulfilled about this prophecy, was that on Monday, as they call May Day, there was these group of protesters called the Black Bloc protesters. And these protesters were all dressed in black, and they were going around pushing these giant spiders that they made. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, whoa, this is exactly what the Lord told me that was going to happen. And what they were doing in this protest, these people are anarchists. They were causing all types of anarchy, knocking over all types of things in the streets, burning things. And I believe that's why I saw the toast. Like as you see toast being cooked or burned or whatever, I believe that's what he was showing me. So just to show you a quick picture of what it looked like, what they were pushing around. This is the giant spider that they made. Or they had a few of them that they were pushing around. And this is exactly what the Lord said. A giant spider out in 90 days, or for 90 days. And this is a spirit that is leading these people. It is a spirit behind this activity. And these are what these spiders represent. And I and a sister of mine, we keep seeing these spiders, and the Lord is showing us fighting them, smashing them, and I keep seeing them in dreams and even in real life. Like this morning I woke up and there was a spider right near my bed. As I'm thinking about all this, there's a spider on the floor near my bed. So as a sign from the Lord to me, I took my shoe and smashed it. Just like I said in the last video, I trampled the enemy because the Lord gave me authority to do it. I stomp on the enemy, I crush him. So I'm going to put a link to the video of all the stuff that was going on with these protests, just in case you guys want to check it out for yourselves. So these are just some things that the Lord wanted me to share, or at least I felt that the Lord wanted me to share. And I definitely have a lot more that I want to put out, but the Lord recently spoke to me about not sharing everything. I actually got kind of reprimanded about that because I believe I was giving out information that I wasn't supposed to, like secret missions and stuff. So, but anyway, so I have to start making sure I definitely go to him about presenting things with everybody before I do it, because I just get so excited and I'm like, oh, I want to tell everybody about it. And then Lord's like, no, this is for you and between me and you, and you're not supposed to be telling everybody all this stuff. But anyway, so I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll talk with you soon.